before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus! Woo! And how you doing? Once again, we are back. Once again, we have something to obtain. How are you folks doing today? I want you all to know that we're going to have a Fear No Evil. Now, let's look at a lot of things where we shouldn't fear evil. It's amazing where we have that drift of evil within life, where people really think that we can't overcome it. I think we have an unfortunate side effect of losing. We have a nasty side effect of thinking that one is truly out. Even if you lose at something, if you feel a little defeated, aren't you better off than total annihilation or total defeat? Fear is probably your number one inhibitor over pain, over loss, over regret. There's one thing you should play it safe, but when you're in the development of yourself, why? Why? Why don't you be bold as a lion? I know. There are so many of you who said, I can't do it. It can't be done. But you know, you would probably be the same people and individuals who would literally give up running for your freedom. And believe it or not, that's shameful. Why would you be afraid to grow? And sometimes those hard lessons allow you to do so. Fear no evil. I want you to think about it. How many times have you resisted something that was worthwhile, but you had a little fear? How many? I notice I don't see any comments yet. I think that's a little weird. I hope that everybody is getting their heartfelt typing out because I don't see a damn thing on here. So I'm going to check something really, really quickly. Nope. Not even on the iPad either. Not even on the iPad. So whoever's in, please feel free to actually sign in and let me know you're here. But that little itty bitty sign of fear keeps you from salvation. I'm afraid. What if this person doesn't like me? Most likely they're not going to. Make your peace with it. What if I don't get this job? There are others. Fear will keep you in a suspended state of mediocrity. And the sad part is, the only person you have to blame is usually you. That's the most ridiculous part. Let's look at relationships. How many guys out there are afraid to leave a bad situation because of fear? How many? You hear all the talk about females being in abusive relationships. You know why you don't hear it about the men? Because we're too busy trying to tough it out. Who's coming to rescue us? Who rescued Superman? Who's putting a pity party on your behalf? I think it's funny. People don't like you. Good. That means you stood up for something. I'm afraid I'm not going to have any friends. You're probably not going to have a lot of friends in life anyway, so have at thee. Even then, all your friends are not going to like the same stuff you like. Imagine, I think Socrates said this. Imagine the pitiful regret of a man never knowing the pinnacle of his body when he was in his physical prime. It's always fear. If I'm big and strong, people ask me to do something. If I'm dedicated, if I'm a hard worker, if I'm a smart guy, people aren't going to like me. Pick your poison. Pick your poison. A lot of us are not going to be great in everything. We're scared to dedicate ourselves to one thing because we might get hurt. Hell, I don't even think I don't even think that a lot of people experience greatness at one point in their life. And you could tell. You can very much tell. A lot of us never push beyond our limits. Sometimes you gotta have a tactical retreat. That's cool. But hit that shit harder. Go about it a different way. What is it? Though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. And thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Like I said last night, how badass of a statement that is. I know I'm walking through where everywhere around me is nothing but death and destruction, but I don't fear it. You gotta ask yourself sometimes in this world, do you fear the unknown so much so that you don't want to be great? Do you fear the unknown not because you're a failure or you're inadequate, it's because you don't believe your own power? Because I think black people in particular have a very special case with that, where we don't like to prove to the world how great we are, just for the fact that more will be expected of us. And I think that's torturous. That's some maniacal shit. And BlurCon is at March. I think, yeah, BlurCon's in March this year. Yeah, they changed the dates from the summer to March. Look at blurcon.org, I believe. Now, I want everybody to think about this. Think of how legitimately you may struggle at something that you want to hold or be proficient in so greatly. It's going to cost you and it's going to tax you. Even if you don't get it right away, are you enjoying the journey? Are you taking in the sights and the moments? I think that's the real failure in life, how a lot of people aren't taking the moment. Sometimes we don't enjoy that moment because of all the hard work and toil. Sometimes it's like that. I get it. But it should be worth it. And I think that's the failure of many things. You don't want to make it worth it. We don't want to put in our best foot forward. We're expecting everybody else in the world to be this great and powerful. But no, I'm going to tell you, most times you're not going to start off so powerful. Most times you might even be a little pathetic. But it doesn't mean you have to stay that way. That's the beautiful part about life. No matter what situation you're in, you, my friend, don't have to stay that way. But you know what would make you wallow in obsolescence? It's that thing called fear. I'm going to explain this. A lot of you have not overcome the fear of your mother, the fear of your father, the fear of some of your siblings, the fear of you and your family. Black men have a particular fear that if they don't kiss a black woman's ass, they're going to be ostracized or outcast. But you don't have to worry about that, especially if you're a man who does not put your faith in one box. You should never look for validation in the opposite sex. You should look from it from within. Black people hate to be different. Even though we claim so much diversity and originality, which is true, but black people ostracize Anybody in their group who's different. You got guys trying to shit on men who hobbies are video games and comic books and anime. Oh, that's some little kid shit. But what do you do? I just smoke weed and drink all day. Excuse you? Another weakness of black men is the fear of actually giving credit where credit is due. It it's not going to kill you, black man, to literally congratulate another black man on their success. Hell, nice shoes, man. Great time, man. But no, we will bend ourselves backwards just to make that man's life a living hell. And the sad part about it is, folks, who goes through more hell than a black man on this planet? And you're gonna give that black man hell and he didn't do anything to you? That's fucked up. And very much so. Very much so. We also know we can't tell black men our dreams because you'll try to make fun of one black man for what he likes to do to impress a bitch who doesn't like neither one of you. Yeah, stop me if I'm talking some truth. Stop me if I'm talking some truth. We definitely know black men have a fear of working together. One of the greatest things about being black is working together. I'll give credit to the women. They do it better than we do. Two black men work together, it's a cardinal sin. Cardinal sin. The most shameful thing I'll ever see is two black men who can't work together. Let a white boy get there, everybody's all attentive. Let a black woman get there, everybody's all attentive. Two black men by themselves, five black men, oh my God. But at some point, what are you going to do? Are you going to let that fear of being a stereotype keep you from greatness? Are you going to let that fear of not getting 100% of the glory all the time stop you? Really, let's look at one of the biggest shames of the community. A lot of you have a fear of asking for help, especially when the hell you know you need it. Wow, wow. Think about it. Are you the type of person who wish your man's well, even if they do better than you, even if they accomplish more? Are you still a supporter of your man? There's some motherfuckers who hate your mans because they got married instead of being happy for that bloke. One of the greatest fears I know a lot of black men have is a fear of being alone. I know, I know. I said it. I said it. I said it. A lot of black men have a fear of being alone. I know some people may get testy about me saying, "You ever think a black man need to live on their own and stuff?" Yes, it may not happen all the time for everybody, but yes, I do think that way. Because when you're by yourself, you learn a lot about yourself. You have to be a strong individual not to allow others to influence you or to cover up your flaws. Because if someone's there to cover up your flaws, and I'm not saying that's for everybody, we should be intelligent enough to know that. A lot of people will use that individual as a crutch, and it's not fair to that other individual. Just like I've told women, who are you without your children? Who are you without your man? Can the true you step up? Can the you true you endure? Same thing I would say to a man. Are you truly capable of being a team player, but also what? How to manage myself being alone. Why you always got to talk about being alone? And there's a special reason why I talk about being alone. Okay? Special reason. And this goes out to a lot of black men. You have no business being with somebody till you understand yourself first. You love yourself first. You can take care of yourself first. Just like I would tell a woman, the fuck are you doing? Well, I wanted him to be with me. No, no, no. That man has to go on a goddamn journey and find themselves. Everything is not going to be for everybody. And we as people got to be smart enough to know this. But guess what we typically don't do? That's what we typically don't do. We don't take accountability of ourselves. Well, that's not fair, Charles, to say that. It's not. Oh, I'm sorry. Pissed you off, huh? Sucks to be you, doesn't it? What are you going to do about it? I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I might cry, I might whine about it. If you're getting upset with what I'm saying, it's going to make you sick a little bit. Because that fear of understanding where you rank in life is going to be major. A lot of times it's going to be devastating. You have to develop within you and yourself to be able to take those times, whether good, bad, or in between. Or you're going to be the pitiful who are going to be doomed to repeat it. I don't know why so many people, it takes them so long to understand the concept of how fear holds you back, how much we give to the mundane. But how many people want to take that step forward? You can tell me forever. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But you know it's true. Think about it. How many people want to get in better shape? What's the biggest hindrance? How many people are supposed to be finishing their studies? Are we the type of people to be mundane? Are we supposed to be defeated? I'll let you sit there and ponder that for a minute. Which one are you, the people who like to make the same mistakes and not learn from them? Or are you the group of people that says, I want to give it my all? Think about it, right? How many resources do you think you can use or utilize actually to be in a better situation in life? Have you thought about that? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think a lot of people do, if you want to be generally honest. I think most people want the easy way out, not to try, not to be great, but to live and be mundane, to be satisfied with the world gives you. And we already know one thing about power: it is never given, it's only taken. Maybe that's the reason why black people are on the bottom of the rung. Hmm. I'll let that sink in for a second. Well, that's not fair. Life ain't fair, baby. Sometimes we live in this kingdom of madness and truly don't even understand why. I'm going to put the link up here if anybody wants to come up here. I don't expect too much tonight. If you notice, I didn't play any licensed music, but you won't let me get past 20 live viewers. And the hypocrisy in all this is you'll have people playing music all damn day on their show, and they'll hit them up. And I mean viciously. If anybody got something to say, if not, my ass will dip out quickly. Yeah. All right, what's up, Snowman?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Not much, not much.
I love the subject you brought up tonight. Fear nothing. Fear absolutely nothing. It's a lesson I had to relearn.
Oh
And I
yeah,
and I say relearn it because losing my dad, losing my daughter, beating cancer, and wondering how the hell am I going to get back to life when my body's changed? Well, change it back.
change it back or change it for the better.
Which is what I'm doing, changing it for the better. I know I still have some addictions I got to get through. My addiction to sugar, my addiction to chocolate. But the first thing I did was speak them out loud
Mm-hmm. Write them down every day.
every day, man. I've changed.
Anytime, take the chocolate out the house,
Hmm.
replace it with fruit. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
gotta gotta come out there and say, I rebuke ye.
Hmm. It's a real learning process. It's a relearning process for me after sitting in that hospital and wondering if I'm going to live or not.
Must they come
Yeah.
to Jesus moments.
Hmm. Even tonight when I was covering the Warriors game when they were playing in Orlando, my set fell down. My green screen fell down,
Mm-hmm.
and I sat there during the break, and I'm glad it happened at halftime. I sat there during the break and I said, you know what? I may just push this button and end this motherfucker and walk off. I didn't. I'm proud of myself. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I did not say, nah. I said, you know what? I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix this and be done with it. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I went, you know what? Fuck you. You're not beating me this time.
Sometimes we let the fears of embarrassment just overtake us so well.
Amen to that. It's overtaken me. I will be the first to tell you it's overtaken me. Several. You know what? The embarrassment leads to depression, the depression leads to anxiety, and the anxiety leads to a vicious fucking cycle.
Hmm.
I'm living that bitch, but I'm climbing out of it.
Sometimes all I need is just one time to go.
Yep.
Just give me that one time.
That's what I was doing. In all honesty, I was pleading for that last night for someone to help. You know what it took? It took every penny that I had to keep my internet on, but I got it done. It cost me the investment I put in the Bitcoin, but I had to yank it. I had to yank it out.
Just think of it as a savings.
Yep.
It
Yep.
was there when you needed it.
It saved my business.
Yeah.
I'd love to invest it again. It saved my business. It saved me from having to go with my wife to Starbucks this morning to do my show, though I do have plans on doing it. The next time I do it at a Starbucks, I'm taking this home internet unit with me.
That's what's up.
I'm taking it with me, and I had to learn, man, from what happened 2 years ago. Always using my phone and having it burn the fuck up, even though I was not using using the Wi-Fi. It just it just didn't hit, man. Not the way I wanted to.
Yeah. That's
Get some semi-sweet baker's chocolate, lower sugar, carbs. That's a suggestion I can try. Get the semi-sweet.
see, that's what I'm talking about. Network.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you,
Networking.
Rainfire.
Networking.
What's up,
And
blood? What's up,
it,
blood boiling?
it's kind of crazy because crazy shit happens.
Yeah, it does.
But we have to take advantage of it.
Yeah, we do.
This is a
Yeah, we do.
defining moment.
And I want to wean off the chocolate. I want to wean off the sweets. I want to wean off the coffee. I want to wean off the caffeine. And I did good. The caffeine didn't wreck me today like it usually does. I didn't spend half the day in the bathroom because I was up moving. I just kept remembering what you always coached me. The best way to get on your feet is to get off your ass.
So yeah.
I really had to push through today. Did I get a nap? I certainly did. Did it help matters? Fuck yeah. I got a nap while my friend Droid was calling the Knicks and Rockets game.
That's all that matters. That's
I got
all
a
that.
I got a nap while that was going on, and I feel great. I got through the Warriors game. I felt the embarrassment coming when my screen fell down, but I listened to the wife. She got me to change where my desk is so I won't feel so confined. She's getting her office together. Man, shit's about to take off because now I have a 60-day challenge going on. And yes, I put my Cash App in the chat, and I will continue to do that because that's the only way I can get income right now until I start getting consistent income from YouTube or from
Yeah.
anything else I can do. And I may as well put my GoFundMe out there while I'm at it because I'm trying to get my car fixed so I can do Uber again.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to support your interests.
Please support your interests. Support Dr. Faulkner and his late night talks or early morning talks or whatever the hell they happen.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell they happen.
It's kind of
Just
funny
let
because I would love to do them earlier, but
yeah.
either other content creators are going on and I try not to step on toes, or
Same.
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just do it early. I might do one
Yep.
early in the morning or at least midday.
Hmm.
It doesn't bother me, you know. My truck's in the shop. Doesn't bother me a little
Yeah,
bit.
my car is sitting out here out front. Does it bother me? Not anymore. And I can admit that, not anymore. And what I'm about to put in the chat now is my GoFundMe because I have a goal this week to reach $3,000 to get this bad boy in the shop and get it fixed.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do some things.
Yep. Yep.
You gotta
I mean,
do some things, and it's nothing wrong with putting yourself into a mode of being a go getter.
yep.
I think that's the one biggest deal for a lot of people, just to
You know
be
what I'm
that
going
go
to do?
getter.
You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to do a hockey game. I'm going to provide old school radio play by play for a hockey game. Because I'm tired. I told my wife this, and man, I can't talk about Jody enough. That woman saved my life.
Oh yeah.
Period. Point blank. End of story. Jody saved my life. There are some people, and I know who will think they understand, but they really don't. And I get that. I know they won't understand.
Oh yeah.
I know they won't understand, man. But I am finally to the point where you said I'd be, and I don't give a fuck anymore.
Sometimes you got to.
I don't give a fuck anymore, man. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what the fuck I have to do to help my family. I am disabled and I need the help, period.
Sometimes you gotta be honest with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
honest with circumstances.
Yeah. That's one thing I was forced to do after surgery.
And people don't realize shit hurts.
Yeah, man. Not being able to. You heard me say this, and I put it in Diary of a Mad Snowman, which is being worked on and turned into a book. The two things you can take away, the two things that will rip a man's soul out, take away his family or take away the ability to help his family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take away his family or take away the ability to help his family. And that shit's been, when I think about it, since it's Black History Month, let me drop this little nugget for y'all. This shit's been going on since the 60s when the government showed up to kick us out of the goddamn house.
Oh yeah.
Can I get a witness?
Yeah, you ain't lying about that one, boy.
Like I said, can I get a witness?
Whoo!
This shit's been going on. This shit, man, people don't understand. This shit's been going on since the 60s when the government showed up and one by one, army style, marched the man out of the goddamn house. No
Happily too.
rhyme, no rhyme, no reason, no explanation, no nothing.
Happily too.
Very happily. Because to this day, the government hates nuclear families. And what really pisses them off about the government, and I'm learning this, not only do they not like black families, they don't like mixed families.
Nope, nope, nope.
Find the lie.
There isn't much. The damn sure isn't much.
As I've often said, find the lie. It's been such a shift. Okay. Now I proudly will say I am part of a rainbow family. Proudly. All my children come from different backgrounds. They've gone through different situations, and I love them all.
And that's one of the things that we as men, especially black men, have to realize.
Hmm.
We got to dig deep.
Very deep. Very deep.
We got to
Yep.
dig deep. And we got to understand ourselves, the situation,
Hmm.
and we got to be cognizant that we're not giving everybody else's, what is it, refuge.
Right.
You're not going to be given that.
When I told my wife that I was going to do an audiobook, and I used you suggested the title, sir. You suggested the title. Diary of a Mad Snowman.
Oh, yeah. It's classic.
And people are starting to dig it. The guy who's transcribing the book for me loves the title. I got merch out there. And the problem is I dropped the ball, and I'll say this aloud and I'll admit it aloud while I'm in the process of correcting it. I dropped the ball in terms of getting the merch out there. But the best thing about it, I can come all the way back and keep doing it.
Yes, sir. It's always another shot. Give me one more day. Just give me another day. Give me another chance.
That's all I need. All I
That's
need is
what,
another shot, another day.
that's what I think a lot of brothers need to realize. Give me one more day.
Yes.
Give
I
me
have
one
to.
more day.
I got to throw you some flowers, sir, because you were one of the main ones that was cheering me on after surgery. I mean, it didn't matter what time you were on. Um, if you were doing a live stream and you saw me hop in the back, even though I'm in the hospital, you immediately let me on your stream. And I thank you for that.
I appreciate it. You're welcome.
I thank you for that. And why do I thank this man for that? Because he didn't have to take the invitation that Matt Granahan and I gave him 11 years ago to pop on the air with us to talk about men's rights, a conversation that was only supposed to last 30 minutes, but lasted 3 goddamn hours. A classic conversation, by the way, which I need to send to you, which I need to download the audio and send to you so you can play parts of it.
I appreciate it.
Man, I kept that. I kept that sumbitch, and I'm glad I did.
Hold
I'm
on.
glad. I'm so glad I still have it, and it's not edited either. It just makes me wonder sometimes. But then again, I've stopped wondering about why people are the way they are. Like I don't care anymore. I don't care.
I think that trying to get people's, confirmation,
Hmm.
stop all that shit.
And what gets me personally is when people tell me you don't need validation from a Jody. Bullshit. The woman saved my life 3 times.
Well,
The fact
people,
that she saved my life is my validation. How about that?
well, people worry about your business.
Because they can't help themselves. I can honestly say that aloud because they can't help themselves. I still got people back home in Chicago talking shit to me.
Hmm.
I'm like, why? What consequence are of you to me? What consequence are of you to me?
Sometimes you gotta happily tell people eat a dick.
Hmm.
Nothing wrong with that.
Lord knows I've had to do it a lot recently. God damn, I've had to do it a lot recently. But I don't care. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. It's shameful, really, if you think about it. Like, a lot of these people don't even understand themselves.
And they refuse to. Let's put that out there. They refuse to. You know why they refuse to? Because it forces them to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
It forces them to take a look in the mirror.
And that's usually a hard ass look.
Yep. What pisses them off even more is not only do they have to take a look in the mirror, they got to realize what they are doing wrong. And normally they don't want to, and normally they don't want to do that.
And it's very pathetic.
It is. It is. It is. It is.
Don't tell me how to live better if you're not living at all.
Exactly.
I don't want to be pathetic.
I've had enough of pathetic. I've had it. It's time to thrive. It's time for me and my family to thrive.
I don't want to be pathetic. I don't want to be hopeless.
Being honest with myself, I lived in that for the first 3 years out of surgery. I lived in it. I absolutely lived in it. I absolutely lived in it. And now my wife and I are like spending time with each other every night, even if it's just an hour. You know, even if it's just an hour, it works out.
It's the quality that counts.
Yep. It is indeed the quality that counts. And it helps so much that we do it.
I think so much that we have a chance to actually appreciate that quality.
Yep. And I'm so happy that she's here for me and with me.
2025, New Horizons.
I cannot say how many times I appreciate Jody. Cannot say that enough.
Be blessed that you got somebody in your corner, man.
I am.
There's a lot of black men going at it alone.
Yeah. They're running this race alone. And what's sad is the women that are supposed to be with them are forcing them to run it alone.
Which is shameful.
Very much so. They're forcing them to run it alone. Stupid to me, but they are. They're forcing them to run it alone.
Yeah.
But why do you think that? I want your opinion on this, and I'm going to start doing content like this for another channel I've created with just my name. Why do you think that is?
Because too many people, especially women, want finished products. And black men's bravado won't allow us to ask for help, especially when we're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Not allow us to ask for help because we're supposed to be so proud and so we're supposed to be complete products.
And nobody's complete product
No.
early in life, unless you were born with a silver spoon and a golden tongue.
Yeah, I can honestly say, man, that even recently, as very recently, I've done some stupid shit, like take on the world by myself, thinking I can handle everything that my wife tells me to do, and physically, I'm not all the way back yet. And
One day,
Jody said to me, if you can't do it, just be honest with me and tell me you can't do it. I don't need you to be Superman.
one day, one day at a time.
Yeah, man. She said straight up, I don't need you to be Superman. I just need you to be my man.
Too many people kill themselves trying to do what they possibly can't.
And I was on that road. I was on that road. And then she said, man, will you just ask for help? My pride got in the way. Honest to God truth. My pride got in the way.
Mm.
And you're not supposed to say that. And according to people, you're not supposed to say that aloud. Bullshit. Not supposed to say what aloud? That my pride got in the fucking way? It did. I'm not letting it get in the way anymore. I've had it. I'm not letting it get in the way anymore.
Yeah.
We were conditioned by society not to ask for help of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
We were conditioned by society to just grin and bear it and take it.
I'm sorry. There's only but so much I can fucking do at one point.
Yep.
So much.
Yep. And sometimes even that limit is pushed. Sometimes even that limit is pushed. And we couple it by making the mistake of pushing it ourselves also. Something else I've had to realize in the past week.
Yeah.
I pushed it. I mistakenly pushed it. And now I'm having to take more time to heal, but that's fine. I'll take the extra time to heal.
And there's no shame in it. There's no goddamn shame in it.
None.
Know what your capabilities are to thy own self be true.
Hmm. And for a while, I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't being true to the fact that I really got to heal all the way, you know? And I'll say it. I'll say it. It's the truth, man.
I tell a lot of guys, I'm like, who are you trying to impress?
Exactly.
If that woman's for you, she's gonna love you when you're on top and when you fall. I think that we got into such a spread that we're afraid of that fall. And it's a natural thing for men to do.
Yep. Been there.
You're gonna have your ups and downs. What you mean having your ups and downs? That sounds weak to me, nigga.
Ain't weak to me. It ain't
But
weak to
once again, why are we listening to those people? That's the big conundrum.
Yeah.
Stop listening to people who don't wish you shit but hell.
Not only ask, Rainfire says, not only ask for help, but also help everyone in your family slash circle at the same time. Been there myself.
When when No, everybody gives you their ass to kiss.
Can I get a witness in this sumbitch? When they turn around and give you their ass to kiss. And loud so their friends can hear it and think they have the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
I say that again for those of us in the cheap seats at old Chicago Stadium. They give you their ass to kiss after you held them, and they do it so loud that their friends think they have the upper hand.
Yep.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard. Stupid. Stupid. Not anymore. Not for me. Not anymore. I'm tired. I am flat out fucking tired.
Fuck all that. What you need
Exactly.
me for? What you need me for?
Hmm. My first wife kept saying to me, I can do bad all by myself. And it kept irking me and irking me and irking me. And finally I said, you know what? Go right ahead. Now walk the fuck out. I grabbed a duffel bag. I packed my shit and I walked the fuck out. Like, see you later. That's what I said. I'm like, see you later. I don't want to talk to your punk ass again.
What did Alan Roger Carey warn people about? Shout out to Mode One, and shout out to the late great Alan Roger Carey. You got to get away from them time wasters, man.
Yep. Something else I did, and I was encouraged to do it. I was thinking, okay, there's no way I'd be able to survive. You know, those stations, those online radio stations that was airing my morning show,
Mm-hmm.
I cut them loose. I cut them loose. For the simplest of reasons, if you're not going to pay me for my show, beat it.
Exactly.
I'm not doing free anymore. All those uh quote unquote affiliate sponsors, cut them too. I explained my situation, and if you don't want to help by becoming a sponsor for at least 3 months, beat it. Sometimes you got to take that leap. Sometimes you got to take that risk. I'm taking that risk like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm
Sometimes you
done.
gotta do it.
I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Well, you're
I'm having
sick and tired of being sick and tired.
beyond that. I'm done. I haven't tried hard enough to get a cash sponsor, and I admit that because I've been afraid. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm done with doing shit free. I'm done. I've had it. And if I can be totally real at this moment in time,
Yeah, go ahead.
most of it was niggas.
Yeah.
That's right. I said it. This black nerd said that word out loud.
Yeah. We have a bad habit of cutting off our nose just to spite our face.
Yep. Multiple times over. multiple times over.
And people wonder why. Well, that black guy, he has an issue. Why does he have an issue?
What did you do to produce that issue? What did they do to uh
What did they do to alleviate it?
yep,
Not a goddamn thing.
not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. And if that's the case, y'all can fucking have it.
And then you'd be surprised. Why is he like this? Why shouldn't I be?
Bitch, you already got the answer when you screwed me over. And I let you screw me over.
That's why they always say, hey, not a goddamn thing.
Exactly. Not a goddamn thing.
And that's the hard part about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're by,
It is a hard part about it.
you're so by yourself that nobody else gives a fuck.
Mm-hmm. And as soon as you tell them from your heart to kiss your ass, they only get mad for a moment, while inside you get pissed off for a lifetime.
That's why I
Why
said,
the fuck am I mad at him?
that's why I said, that's why I said, stop giving time wasters your energy and your heart.
A lesson I've had to learn the hard way. Seriously.
Stop it.
A lesson I've had to learn the hard way. Quite frankly, I had to learn that the hard way. Wasted far too much time. Far too much.
Hell, I'm a victim of it.
Same here.
Remember the chick for 5 years living together. Wasted 5 years when I could have been off doing me.
Yep.
Help people with shit. I'm not talking like a nigga who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right. Right. Absolutely right. And it's stupider than shit to keep giving people keep giving time wasters your time. It's stupid.
I keep telling people that I'm a victim of it.
Hmm.
I'm done it. See,
As have I. I've done it.
that's
I have
another fear
done.
in the black
I
community.
I have done it.
That's another fear in the black community.
It sure is.
The fear of admitting that you wasted your time and
Hmm.
played the fool.
Most people
The
won't
old
admit that.
song, everybody plays the fool
Yes.
sometimes. There's no exception to the rule.
No exception whatsoever.
See, a lot of people, what makes you special?
Or what we say last night, what consequence are of you to me?
Exactly.
What consequence are of you to me? Because I don't see any. I do not see any. Um, I do not see any consequence whatsoever. None.
You shouldn't. If that person ain't willing to hang with you at the bottom, they should not be in your penthouse. If you weren't with me in the garage, why are you up here with the penthouse?
If you weren't with me while I was down, what the hell makes you think you're going to be with me while I'm up?
That's
Sorry, not doing it.
that's the shameful part.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes we need to admit that everybody's not meant for the ride.
Not a shot, not a chance in hell are they up for the ride. They're not meant for the ride because they're not up for the ride. Let me say that again for the niggas in the back. They're not up for the ride because they weren't meant for the ride.
Nope. And it's okay.
It is great. It is fantastic. It is fantastic to realize who you are, what you've gone through, and what you are not willing to go through again.
At some point, you got to respect yourself.
Exactly.
At some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, "Am I going to play the patsy?
Hmm.
Am
And
I
all
going to
men,
play the fool?"
and all men have done it. All men have played the patsy. Lord knows I have. Jeez.
But if you continue to do so, that's when you really stop.
Hmm. That's when you finally have had enough.
Yeah.
When you play the patsy so many times, willingly and unwillingly, more often than not, unwillingly, that's when you know you've had it.
Yeah.
That's when you know you've had it.
I think when you get sick and tired, when you get tired of taking ass cuffings,
Uh huh.
that's when shit changes.
Big time it does. Big time it does. And it takes a while. Sometimes it takes longer than a while, but it happens.
You got to be gracious.
Hmm.
Sometimes we do need to thank people who put us in difficult times. What do they say? There's three types of people you'll always remember.
Hmm.
You'll always remember who put you in difficult times. You'll always remember who left you in difficult times.
Yep.
And most of all, you'll remember who stayed with you during difficult times. Some real shit, isn't it?
I feel every one of those kinds of people. Every one. Every one. Because the ones who stayed, that circle got smaller and smaller and smaller. And it continues to get smaller, if we're being totally honest.
What's
It,
the old man? You pray to God saying, "Protect me from my enemies," and you
Mhm.
started to lose friends and family.
And fast. That they were jumping ship faster than you can blink. I'll tell you what, 3 years ago when I went home to try, and the key word is try to pay homage to my mother and say goodbye after she passed away. I got intercepted from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that intercepted me from doing that, take a guess. My Keisha of a sister.
Oh yeah, family will fuck you. Family will fuck you like no problems, man.
And they have no problem doing it. They have no problem doing it.
They will fuck you, man.
They hang on like leeches,
Leeches and son of a beaches.
and then at first opportunity for them to jump ship, they're gone.
That's why.
I mean, at first opportunity, they try to get to jump ship, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sad but true. Sad but true. And I never told you the best part. You know what my sister started barking at me about?
What's
When we
that?
were, Jody and I were driving to Chicago, and I called Nicole, and I said, "Where am I going?" I said, "Where am I going to meet you?" You know this bitch, and I'm not. I am no longer a prude. She's a bitch. You know this bitch said, "Why are we meeting?" Huh?
Mm.
And then she coupled it with, and it's something you called when she said, "If you think you're going to get any money or an inheritance, you're not going to."
Who died and made her queen? Because that's just as much your parents as hers.
Well, apparently, she doesn't think so, but I don't care. I don't care. My parents' house is in foreclosure, and I don't know what to do to get it out of that or to get it out of her clutches. But I want to do something, god damn it.
That's a damn shame.
I want to do something. And you know the one who's really affected by all this? My nephew.
Yep, her son.
My nephew. And I hate it.
Rather be the queen of hell.
I hate it for him that he has to live with that all day, every day. I hate it. So I did a simple video in front of my parents' house where I said goodbye. and said this chapter is now closed.
And sometimes you got to take comfort.
Hmm.
I'm not dealing with the bullshit.
Right. I had to learn to take comfort when all that happened. I did. I had to learn to take comfort. So it's tough to deal. It's still, in a way, still tough to deal with.
It's always going to be tough.
Yeah, man.
One rock at a time.
That's it. That's it. Can't do it any other way. I've tried.
The sad part about it,
Yeah.
people like her don't give a fuck.
Nope. Nope. You want to know the crazy part about it? She considers herself a Christian.
So did the Nazis.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Remember that one.
Oh, yeah. So did exactly. So did the Nazis.
So did the damn Nazis. Remember that shit.
Mm-hmm. Which I do remember. Which I do remember. And yes, Angry Black Man, that was the moment we talked about it. That was my waiting to exhale moment where you've had enough.
Had the goddamn enough.
Had a goddamn enough is enough is enough.
Like, what do people want you to do? Move mountains?
Black women do. Oh, did I say that aloud?
The saddest part about it, really, is that you try your hand on being the best man that you could be.
Yep.
The only thing you get out of it is some bullshit.
As I have often said, and my wife echoes when we talked about it, find the lie.
That's the
Find
closest.
the lie. Find the lie.
That's the closest you'll get to it.
Ain't that the truth? That's the closest you'll ever get. That's the closest you'll ever get to it. And it still bugs me. It shouldn't bug me, but it does to this day. How my sister acted when I was on my way to Chicago.
She had a vendetta against you no matter what.
Yep. And it started with her blaming my wife for me getting stricken with cancer, a disease that I would beat, by the way.
We'll see. That's what happens when you have jealousy.
I don't know what made her jealous, and frankly, I don't care. I have a few guesses as to why my sister got jealous. I think my sister got jealous because I found someone that made me her number one and married me.
It's not that she's jealous of your wife, she's jealous of you.
Yeah. Say it again, please. I need to hear it again.
Not that she jealous of your wife, she jealous of you. She jealous that you can find happiness and contentment. She's jealous because if I don't mind this Negro's business, what do I make of my life?
Yeah. Yep. And now that I'm thinking about it, and now that you put it in my head, it pisses her off so much.
That's why I said, why give people your energy? The only thing I can really give is my pity, and now I don't even have that much to give.
I'm out of pity to give, and I'm out of fucks to give. I'm out of fucks to give. I am truly after pushing through tonight with all the calamities that happened, getting through all four quarters of tonight's game that I call with the Golden State Warriors and the Orlando Magic, my set falling down, me thinking, and I mean this, thinking, fuck it, I'm done for the night. And I didn't pull the trigger and stop the stream either, which sent all those negative thoughts free,
Uh huh.
which set all of those negative thoughts free, which I got them the fuck out of my system.
Sometimes you got to be able to say, hey, I'm great not because of, but in spite of.
This was definitely one of those nights where I was great in spite of. In spite of my set falling, in spite of telling myself, okay, you have your excuse to kill the stream. I didn't do it, and I'm proud of myself. I am proud of myself that I didn't kill the stream tonight. For the first time in a while, a very long while, even with the conference championship I did with Philadelphia and Washington, a calamity happened and I didn't stop. I kept going.
They say you're the snowman who lasts in the summertime.
Yep, I am he. I am definitely he. How did Queen put it? Don't stop me now.
Pretty much.
One of my favorite songs is Now My Attitude. Don't stop me now.
And sometimes you got to be a prick about it. Not because you want to, because you have to.
Because you have to. You, like you said, you don't want to, but you have to. You absolutely have to, or people will keep sucking your energy, thinking you give them their time, your time
Exactly.
free, and your time becomes their time, and they monopolize it.
You can't be around these emotional vampires either.
No, they'll suck you dry.
And not in a good way.
No, not in a good way at all.
Not in a good damn way at all.
Mm-mm. Which no longer, and I can say, which no longer saddens me.
That's the part about manhood. You got to draw your line in the sand somewhere, kid. Stop letting people You know, I had to do it. I had to stop letting people take advantage of me.
Hmm.
I had to teach them how to be great.
Yep. I think it's been recently that I've drawn my lines in the sand against myself for thinking I'll never get back to normal. I kick cancer's ass.
Hey, that's bragging right there.
You want me to say it on your stream? I'll say it on your stream gladly because I know you've been wanting me to say this aloud. I kick cancer's ass.
Yeah, you got to remember that.
I dropped that bitch with a stone cold stunner and walked the fuck off.
You got to remember that, man. There should be pride you taking that shit. Don't let anybody dim your light. That's what I say.
Never again.
Don't let anybody dim your light. And they will. And they will try.
They will try. Yeah, they will. They will try.
They will try like a motherfucker, man.
Yes, indeed they will. Indeed they will. I'm up here making my thumbnail for tomorrow night. And yes, a black man's going to call a hockey game. Y'all hear that? Old Snowman's going to call a hockey game.
As you should.
And for a long time, I was told no black man can call a hockey game. I will. I'll do it.
Fuck them. Who are them? What consequence are they to you?
Not a one. They are of no consequence to me. They are of no consequence to me. I'm going to call it. It's going to be the first hockey game that I've called from start to finish in a while. I got a little bit of a taste of it with some friends of mine.
And it feels good, doesn't it?
It feels fucking wonderful. It feels fucking wonderful to know and to have my wife tell me, even though you didn't get everything done I've asked you to, you've done some stuff around the house, and I'm proud of you. Y'all know what that does for a man? To have the woman you love look you in the eye and tell you she's proud of you.
Oh, yeah. I think that's one of the biggest issues. We've been neglected for so long. You
Yep.
don't even know how it feels to be actually loved and rewarded.
Well, if it starts with me, it just starts with my crazy ass. Dr. Faulkner, I love you dearly.
No, you too,
Period.
man.
I love you dearly.
No, you too, man.
Shit, we weren't supposed to meet 11 years ago, but we did.
Hey, things happen for the reasons.
And as I said before, fuck this no homo shit. All right? Fuck this no homo shit. I had someone tell me recently, don't you mean I love you, Charles, no homo? No, I absolutely love the man.
There's different types of love.
I absolutely, and I told somebody this. I told somebody this, and they looked at me like I had three eyes. I absolutely love and adore Charles Faulkner. He's been a brother to me for 11 years.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Like I said, man, since you've been live streaming, every time I've needed something and I made a call for help, like I'm going to do right now, you've spearheaded it. I appreciate you.
It's great to be appreciated.
I do. I appreciate you. Would you be so kind before I go to bed as to put my Cash App up there again?
Go ahead.
Matter of fact, let me put it in the chat here because there you go. Because as long as I'm in this condition, it won't last long. But as long as the state of Indiana refuses to help me, I'm gonna need some help, folks.
Keep beating down their doors. Keep
I
beating
am.
them down.
I got a call with them tomorrow from
You gotta
Columbus Hospital.
keep at it. Keep kicking down those doors.
Oh, all
Don't
those
give,
doors are gonna come tumbling down.
don't give up.
All those doors are gonna come tumbling down.
Damn sure don't give up.
It's gonna take another time or two, but I don't care. We're locked in here for at least 3 years while my wife pursues her doctorate, gets done, and establishes herself at the job where she is. And I'm fucking proud of her. I tell her that every day. She tells me she's proud of me every day. And I'll say it again, and you know this to be true. People just don't understand how Jody has saved my life. Aside of cancer, aside of blood clots, aside of a toe amputation, and and kidney failure. Jody has saved my life. She saved my life when I first met her because I gave up. I spoke the words and I was about to step off that I was about to step off the side of that mountain, and she raced the clock and pulled me back.
That's a damn good woman, isn't it?
It's a hell of a woman. That's a hell of a woman. And as I told you off the air, it's like she said, I don't know you, but I need you.
And that's the one thing about being a black man. You want to be needed.
You want to be needed. You want to be appreciated. You want to be loved, God damn it. You want to be loved, man.
You gotta be loved, man.
Not many people know what it means to totally be loved.
No. Unconditionally at that.
Oh my God. I mean, Jody flat out told me she said, honey, there are some things you do that get on my nerves. And I know there's some things I do that get on your nerves, but we talk about it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her Sunday that the following Sunday, I'm going to be the third black man to call at least 2 Super Bowls, joining Greg Gumbel and Dave Sims.
Yes, sir.
She gave me a hug and says, I'm proud of you. Keep kicking ass. Any black man, let me pose this question to you, and I want to say it aloud, and I want to pose it to the fellas in the chat. If I was married to Akeisha right now and pursuing this, do you think she would tell me she's proud of me?
As long as it's something that benefits her.
Then I'll couple it with if it like benefits me, then I'm pursuing my dream.
Yep. About to get out of here, Snowman.
Yeah.
What you want to give the folks?
Gentlemen, don't ever quit. Don't ever quit. Take it from Dr. Faulkner and take it from old Snowman. Don't ever quit. There are days where you want to. Lord knows we live that. There are days that we want to. But don't ever quit. And don't let people who are not meant to be in your circle who are not meant to be in your audience sit in the front row.
Oh no.
Friend taught me that.
I just got to end it off with this one, folks. Life is like an automobile. There's enough room in that car or truck for people to take the ride with you. But don't forget, that journey is just as good solo as well. Woo!
Indeed.
And we are out.
Thank you, sir.